Hey guys, it's me Jadine. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I am back with another unboxing and review for y'all today. I am very excited about this video because I have never collaborated with this brand before. So before I get started, huge shout out to GEO Knives for reaching out to me and collaborating with me on this video and for very generously sending me this knife. I am super excited to get into this package today. I have no clue what they sent me, so I am not sure what to expect, but of course, that just adds to the excitement. I hope you're all having an awesome week so far. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's start with the unboxing. Alright, I hope the audio is okay. I had to clip my mic weird. I don't know. It'll do, alright? But yeah, let's just get right into it because I am so excited to see what's awaiting in this little box that I have right in front of me. The knife that I will be using to unbox this today is my Kaiser Meat Blade Show knife that I got when I went to the Kaiser dinner when I attended Blade Show for the very first time not too long ago. And this is super cool. Let's just take a moment to appreciate this knife because this thing is awesome. But yeah, I will be using this to slice open this package. Very chaotically, might I add. All right. Whoa, okay. It says GEO knife, and on the back it says, notice, keep the knife away from children. Keep the knife closed if you do not use it, and always keep your knife dry and clean. Packaging are post-consumer recycled. Very nice and very important information. On the side of the box, we have all of their socials. We've got their website, their email, their Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And of course, I will have all of those down below for you guys to check out. But let's just slice this thing open. Love the red and black packaging, very cool. It says made in China right here on the side. So let's open this up. Oh my gosh. Wait. M390 and Ultem. This is so freaking funny. You guys, I just did a video in collaboration with Knives Fast where he sent me his microjet, and the microjet is an Ultem knife as well. So guys, we got some back-to-back Ultem for you all. I mean, I was lacking in the Ultem department, but I guess not anymore. Check this out. It just comes in a little plastic baggie. Very cool. I'm very excited about the fact that this is M390. I wasn't expecting that. That's very cool. But let's see what else we have in the knife box. So of course we have the knife, which I already took out, but we also have a microfiber cloth that's also neatly wrapped in some plastic. We've also got some extra hardware, which is very thoughtful and considerate. And finally, there is a card, so let's check this out. All right, so it just says GEO knife, and on the back, let's see what it says. It says, congratulations on the purchase of your GEO knife. This card serves as a certificate of authenticity for your GEO knife. So yeah, that was it. That was all that was in the box. We got the card, the extra piece of hardware, and the microfiber cloth that just says GEO knife. But let's get into this. On the box, it says model GEO 2401E type M390 plus Ultem, very cool, and the color is amber. See, when I was doing my review, but not really a review for the Tempest Knives microjet, which is also an Ultem, I used the word amber because it really does look like amber. So yeah, just slice this open. Let's set this aside. It kind of matches my tapestry, see? Camouflage. All right, slide this out. Woo! I can already see the blade shape through the handle, and this is interesting. This is a very rounded knife. You see what I mean? And it's very tiny too. It's a little bit on the compact side for sure. We've got all silver. I'm assuming titanium, but we'll fact check that in a second. Full titanium hardware, which is really cool to see for me because I was just reviewing another Ultem knife that had full black hardware and a black blade. So we've got dual thumb studs, nice bold jimping right there on the spine of the blade. We've got a crossbar lock and what looks like a nice deep pocket clip. And on the pocket clip, they've got the logo real small right there. It just says GEO knife. But other than that, no other branding that I can see. But let's check out the action because that's what gets me. All right, very quiet. almost feels assisted, which is interesting. I really love the bold blade choice right there. That is really wicked. Super cool. I am very interested in doing a sharpness test on this. I don't really include them in my reviews, which I should, but I feel like I gotta do it for this one. Yeah, I love this really sharp curve. Yeah, this feels very light. I like that this is M390. Yeah, you get a little M390 marking right there, right under the thumb stud. It's real tiny though. I like that. As you guys know, I am not a huge fan of the crossbar lock. Do need to assist this thing on the way down. That's fine. I do prefer my knives to be drop shut, but I'm just a picky gal. I'm gonna say it. The alignment is very nice, perfectly straight, and absolutely zero blade play, which is very important to me. Yeah, no wiggle. We're not playing around. Yeah, I'm just a little conflicted about our closing option here, which is the crossbar lock that you do have to shut with your other hand. But other than that, this seems pretty solid. I like the deep carry pocket clip. That's really nice if you want a quiet carry. I love the color of this Ultem. And you know, I love M390. It's my favorite blade steel. You can't go wrong with it. Great edge retention, and it'll stay sharp for a while if you take care of it. I love how you can see a little bit of the blade right there. And you know, the roundness of the handle that you've got perfectly juxtaposes the sharp edges of the blade. I like that, and I love this size too. Very compact. Feels really nice in my hands. My thumb perfectly sits right here where the jimping is. This jimping is sharp. It's very nice. I like it. It goes all the way up to here. I also appreciate that we got dual thumb studs. But yeah, you guys already know the drill. I'm gonna carry this around, see how it looks, do a sharpness test, and really see how I feel about this crossbar lock and our closing situation that we got. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my unboxing. Let's hop right into the review. Alright everyone, I am so very excited to be doing another review for you all. Today we're going to be talking about the Ethereal cutter from GEO Knife. Like I said in the intro as well as the unboxing, haven't done a video for them before. So very thrilled to be yapping a little bit about this knife with y'all today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and let's just hop right into the review. Okay, so this is one of those knives that I was genuinely very curious about the moment I saw it. On paper, it checks a lot of the boxes. We got premium blade steel, a unique handle material, ambidextrous opener, deep carry titanium pocket clip. I mean, it's got all the important ingredients that you would expect from a mid-range modern folder. But here's the thing, I always try to approach a knife with an open mind and let it speak for itself in use. Some knives end up surprising you in the best way possible. Others have quirks that only show up after you've spent some real time with them. So, full disclosure, I have been carrying this knife for a little over a week now. It's been my go-to EDC. I've had this in my pocket or bag every single day. So, I've got some thoughts with me today, but let's just hop right into the first impressions. So, I have the Ultem version of the Ethereal cutter, and I have to say, it's immediately eye-catching. Ultem isn't something that, well, I personally see every single day, so it's fresh, it's fun, and it gives this model a very cool vibe compared to, you know, what you usually see on the handles out there. It's lightweight, it has this translucent and what I think to be beautiful amber look, and it definitely stands out without being over the top. And yes, I do think the color is beautiful. We've talked about Ultem before, I'm not going to get into it, to each their own. I also like that GEO Knife offers you a few different versions of the Ethereal cutter. They've got G10 handles, titanium, carbon fiber, you name it. So you can pick the materials that make sense for you. This Ultem version that I have with me here today comes in at $109. Now, it isn't exactly budget pricing,
but in my personal opinion, it's not outrageous either. I think you absolutely get your money's worth considering what you get. You have the M390 steel, titanium hardware across the board, and they also have this Ultem version available with a drop point blade if the clip point isn't really your style. But like I said, they have many versions of the Ethereal cutter available on their website right now for you guys to check out, and of course, I will have that link down below as per usual. So let's talk about the blade because I am a fan. We have a really cool 3-inch clip point blade, and it's probably my favorite part of this whole knife. It's clean, functional, and we got a lovely stonewash finish. I mean, I love it. I think it looks great, and it's practical because it hides wear nicely. M390 is my all-time favorite steel, as you guys are well aware. It's just a solid steel choice, plenty of edge retention and corrosion resistance here, and it's nice to see it used here instead of some lower end stainless. I also just love the look of a clip point blade. I think it works really nicely here. I do not have many in my collection, so having some different options for my EDC every once in a while is awesome. So, out of the box, this blade came sharp. It easily slices through paper, cardstock, or even cardboard. I've cut open a few boxes, so this has been tested. This has a very wicked and impressive edge. One thing I also really appreciate is the blade to handle ratio with a 4.1 inch handle and an overall length of 7.1 inches. The proportions just feel right, and visually speaking here, nothing looks awkward or out of balance. Design-wise, I really love the juxtaposition between the rounded handle and the sharper, more angular lines of the blade. It's just a beautiful contrast. It gives the knife a bit of personality without drifting too far into the tactical territory. The handle is comfortable in hand, and it's perfectly fine for everyday cutting tasks, but we'll talk a little bit more about the ergos in just a second. Now, I do want to touch on the action and the lockup because this is where things get just a little bit tricky for me, but nothing too crazy. So we do have a crossbar / axis style lock, which I've expressed my opinions about before. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do think it works pretty good here. And I also love that this knife is ambidextrous thanks to the double-sided thumb studs, so right or left-handed users are equally covered, which is awesome. Deployment is snappy and smooth. I have no complaints there. The knife fires open reliably, it locks up solid, and there is no blade play to speak of. When I say it's solid, I mean it's solid, but closing it is a different story. Out of the box, the closing action on my knife is super tight. Like, I need to use my other hand to guide it closed. However, if you use some of that wrist power and just flick it down really hard, it will close. But you know, this isn't like a drop shut knife. It's not a fidgety crossbar lock the way you might expect if you're coming from something like a Benchmade or even some of the more tuned budget crossbar locks out there. However, it is completely adjustable, which is nice. You can tweak the pivot tension if you want to, which is a very nice touch. So not a complete deal breaker, but it is worth mentioning if you're someone who cares about the action out of the box like I do. And you know, I'm not really coming through with like massive wrist power. So yeah, just thought I would mention that. But carrying this knife on the day-to-day is awesome. The knife rides real low and it stays secure. And I just love the deep carry pocket clip. You have a little GEO knife logo on there, but as far as emblems go, that is it. It's very clean, very minimal. Yeah, the knife rides real low, it stays super secure, and at just over 7 inches open, it's big enough to be useful without feeling like it's eating up your whole pocket. And in terms of the weight, the Ultem handles keep things really nice and light. It's a super light material, and it's only 2.47 ounces. Which is very nice. This is just a compact knife in general, but 2.4 ounces is awesome. I also appreciate the overall simplicity here. There aren't a bunch of extra edges or protrusions catching on your pocket. It disappears when you're not using it, which is what I want from an EDC knife. That said, because the closing action isn't like drop shut, which of course can be adjusted to be that, I just don't find myself reaching for it as much as like a fidget knife. I do love fidgeting and playing around with my knives, but you know, this is more of a straightforward tool than something I want to open and close absent-mindedly, which I still completely respect. But with that being said, the ergonomics are lovely. The Ultem is smooth without feeling too slippery. It's very slightly milled, which is really, really nice. The finger cutout on the handle is contoured very nicely and very softly, so my index finger sits perfectly when in hand. You also have generous jimping along the blade's spine, which adds that additional grip, so you really get a firm and comfortable hold of your knife, which makes all of your cutting tasks very clean and precise. Like I said earlier, it is a smaller knife, so opinions may vary, but personally, this fits my hand beautifully. Size-wise, this is a Goldilocks knife. So after spending some good quality time with the Ethereal cutter, here is where I end up. It is a knife with some genuinely thoughtful design elements. You got the blade shape, the awesome materials, the ambidextrous openers, and the deep carry clip. I like the looks, and I like that you can pick from different handle materials depending on your budget and style preference. This knife is fresh and fit and a great use of quality materials, and I definitely recommend it to anyone looking to add a solid EDC to their collection. But at $109 for the Ultem version, I do think the action could be smoother out of the box, but of course that is just personal preference. I do like, that drop shut sort of feel, but that's just something that I am personally particular about. But overall, there's plenty to like here. Like I raved about earlier, the blade steel, the carry, the proportions, it's all solid, it's practical, and it does its job well. This is definitely a grab it and go sort of knife. I find myself whipping this thing out for tasks such as opening mail, completely obliterating cardboard boxes when I need to, and also getting rid of those annoying loose threads on my clothes. And also, it's just a good looking knife. I think it looks great. I love the color, I love the blade shape. Like I've mentioned several times now, this knife just looks solid without doing too much. So this was a great first impression of GEO knife, and I am very much looking forward to checking out some of their other designs or even some of their other Ethereal cutter models. Thank you so much to GEO Knife for making this video possible and for being so kind and generous. I seriously cannot wait to see what other fresh and exciting things you guys will cook up, but let me know what you guys think down below.
Alright, so that concludes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jadine's EDC, and I will have my link tree down below, which will have all of my other links for you guys to check out. And of course, I just want to give another huge shout out to GEO Knives for being so generous and reaching out to me and collaborating with me on this video. Thank you guys so much. I will have all of their links down below for you guys to check out. I will have their website and their Instagram, as well as a direct link to this knife. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this knife down below. I read all of your comments. I really do. I seriously appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye guys!